We good? We good?
O All-Mother, keeper of day and night, shelter us in your embrace. Oh, I hope I'm not bothering you.
Who are you praying for?
My family. My daughter, her husband, and my grandson. We all used to live in this house together. Now, I don't even know whether they're still inside.
If you were living together, then how can you not know?
I was visiting my sister in the borough for what might have been the last time. She's 2 years younger than I am, but she's always been sickly. When I got back, the plague was already raging. The Red Priests either took the others or drove them away. Nobody can tell me if they took my family to the island asylum, or if they're all lying dead inside, with flies crawling all over them. So I sit here and pray. What else can I do?
I'm sorry about your family.
Thank you. If you ever pray to the All-Mother, please keep us in your thoughts too.
I can go inside and check if your loved ones are there.
Oh, but that's dangerous. You've got so much life ahead of you. Do you really want to risk it for an old woman you don't even know? Not only could you get sick, but if the Reds catch you, they'll hang you.
I'm immune.
Really? The All-Mother must have truly blessed you. All right, thank you. Just be careful that the Red Priests don't catch you.
Uncanny spell. Oh, bear. Hello, bear.
Remain vigilant.
hidden cave. I would like to go leave my stuff and sell my stuff before I go in. Because I have no idea what's in. Unlucky man. Oh man, look at that. He got teleported here. Or the bear got him. I want that meteorite. There we go. Minions, easy, come back. Easy. Sir, can you look away? Let's see this. Would you rather if they went to Island Asylum?
Yes, of course. They heal people there. The Red Priests really know their stuff.
Indeed they do. I've been there myself.
And now you're healthy. I prayed to the All-Mother, although maybe I should start praying to the Prophet too, that the priests watch over my family in the asylum.
Oh no. You don't understand. I was tortured. They experimented with the weirdness there.
That's nonsense. Admit it. You've taken some of Maggot's mushrooms, haven't you? Scaring an old woman like that? You should be ashamed of yourself. If you don't have anything useful to say, then leave me alone. Let me pray in peace. I may be old, but I'm not stupid.
Aw, too bad. I went inside. Your family isn't there. I found their letters.
Thank you. You're a good person. Now I'll pray to the All-Mother for my family to come back safe, and for you too.
Nice.
You doing okay? Good to see you.
At least the worms back there were good. So fat and juicy.
Chicken!
You again. Just great.
What do you mean?
Just go already, human. Back to wherever you came from.
I'll be going.
Haven't seen your face around here before. A visitor, eh? Try to stay out of trouble. I'd rather not have to put your name on the bounty board.
Oh, Bounty, you're the quartermaster?
No, that'd be Sheena. I keep this camp running and make sure everyone's pulling their weight. Idle hands have no place in Camelot's army, especially not on a mission like this. Trouble is, we've got more work than men. So if you're looking to earn some coin, check the notice board. I've posted a few bounties. I can't spare any soldiers to deal with things outside of Kunacht, but I'll be damned if I let those bandit scum run loose.
What does Sign do?
I handle what makes soldiers fight. Sheena handles what keeps them comfortable. You want glory and gold? See me. You want a softer pillow or a warm meal? That's Sheena's domain.
Who do you work for?
Legate Denham is in charge here. Sometimes I wonder if he upset someone higher up to get sent on this mission, because this place, it's a damn mess. Lord Yvain's acting like a maiden on her wedding night, the Red Priests are throwing their weight around, and the locals are ignoring the fact that they're all about to be swallowed by the weirdness. I have no idea how the legate puts up with it all. But, well, at least he's got me to make sure his orders are carried out.
Tell me about yourself.
I'm Immunis Askell. If you're here for war stories, forget it. I've no time to entertain idle curiosity. Most of the fighting's behind me now. I've traded my sword for paperwork. Not glamorous, but necessary. Once we're done here, maybe I'll finally retire. Then I'll have all the time in the world to spin tales for nosy brats like you.
I'll await your return. I'll await.
About bounties.
Yes?
I have one head. Oh, I have two heads.
You managed to catch Lame Lorcan. Well done. I didn't know him personally, but he used to be a scout in Camelot's army. One day, he went on a mission and returned with a nasty wound above his knee. Supposedly, a weird beast got him, but he managed to kill it and drag himself back to camp. After that, he started to change, becoming more and more aggressive. Eventually, he began shooting people with his bow for no reason. He was hiding in the area, occasionally attacking people. And if it weren't for you, he'd still be doing it. Thank you. Here's your reward. I recognize these remains. That's Thorn the Bloodbound. A complete madman. If you have his sword with you, be careful. It grants strength to the wielder, but at the cost of their blood. There are stories that Thorn got it from a demon he made a pact with. We'll probably never know. Hey, care to humor an old soldier with a friendly spar? These bones could use some warming up.
Sure.
That's the spirit. Let's see if I've still got some fight left in me. Dead! I fought tougher than you. You getting tired? Damn it all, that was pathetic. 2 strikes and I'm on my ass. What happened to me? I used to be a force to be reckoned with. Now I'm just an old fool, shuffling papers and barking orders.
Practice makes perfect. Maybe some exercise will help?
Exercise? I don't have time for that. I'll be in the grave before I see results. No, I need something faster. Something stronger.
You mean magic?
Exactly. You're quick. I'll give you that. There are potions, elixirs, things out there that can bring back the strength I've lost. I need one of those. Not some quack remedy, mind you. Something real. Something powerful.
Do you know who might have such a potion?
If I knew, I'd have fetched it myself. But there's talk of alchemists in the region who dabble in such things. And if anyone's got the gall to brave the wilds for it, it's you. I've also heard about some powerful stuff from the Dalrieta tribes. Trust me, I'm not a fan of those folks. But if it works as they say it does, I'll take it.
I'll see what I can find.
Good. You'll be paid, of course. Just bring it quick, all right? The idea of sitting around like this for another day is unbearable.
I'll await.
Ah, here's our troublemaker. You've really caused a stir around here with that spectacle in front of the Menhir. I had everything in order. The cart was ready, and people were all set to move to Camelot. But now, you appear out of nowhere, and suddenly a dying pile of stones lights up like a bonfire. That's bad. That's very bad.
Why?
Firstly, because now I have to write yet another report to Camelot that we're going to be late, and that they need to send us even more supplies. Secondly, you've somehow reignited the Menhir, and this has reignited people's hopes that they can stay. And that's dangerous. And before you ask why it's dangerous, take a look around town. The recent Red Death outbreak took its toll, and I'm pretty sure things are just going to get worse and worse. But you should be thankful to them. Their hopes are the only reason we haven't locked you up for sabotaging our initiative.
Maybe I can be of use.
You can go tell Murig that your presence doesn't change anything about our deal, and that you are unwilling to help with his endeavors, whatever they may be. And if he doesn't listen, play along, but come back to me when you learn what he has planned.
Why do you want to take the Menhir?
Isn't it obvious? For the safety of all the residents of Avalon. Only by gathering the Menhirs in one place and reigniting them will we be able to keep ourselves safe from the weirdness. Avalon's population has significantly declined over recent years. We're on the brink of extinction, damn it. That's why we need to stick together, to take care of each other. Only Camelot possesses the necessary infrastructure to establish the right conditions for its people. If they remain here, they will die, either from the weirdness itself or from the horde of monsters it spawns. And there aren't enough soldiers here for their protection. You must know that I didn't come here just to obey orders. I truly believe that this is the only way to save everyone on Avalon.
What if your plan doesn't work? What if the weirdness remains a threat?
Then at the very least, we'll have bought some time for those wiser than us to think of an alternative solution. Perhaps we will invade Tuathon, like in the glorious old days. Or perhaps someone will find a way to free the derelict fleet, allowing us return to the homelands. I don't know. But there's one thing I'm certain of, and I'll repeat it as often as necessary. Only by standing together can we overcome the weirdness. Scattering our people across the island is the worst solution, and it's a sure path to our ruin.
Why do you need that, Murig?
Murig, who apparently prefers to be called Maggot, is a druid, even though he may not look the part. And druids are the only ones who know the rituals necessary to ignite the Menhirs. Due to bad luck, or more accurately, the decisions of my superiors, our options for druids are limited. That's why I'm forced to work with Murig, and prophet be my witness, neither of us is happy about that. But I'm no fool. I know that what happened in front of the Menhir might make Murig consider double-crossing us. He'll try to find a way to reignite the Menhir so that it could stay in Kunok despite our agreement. So, if you ever find out what he's planning, if he ever asks you to fetch something for his ritual, you make sure you come to me first.
I've heard that you offer payment for scalps.
Who told you that? The Dalriata? I've never paid a single gold coin to any Dalriata for deserters. Not even once in my life. However, there is some truth to what you've heard. You see, it's hard to keep the men's morale up in these uncertain times. It's really no wonder that every once in a while, some of them try to desert. Still, this is the military. Desertion is unacceptable and will always be punishable by death. Camelot especially insists on nipping that problem in the bud. So if you do take care of the deserters, you can be sure you'll be rewarded. Asgard will pay out bounties for each and every scalp you manage to bring him. Anything else?
What do you want to do with Dalriata who are spreading the rumor?
Me? There's not much I can do right now. I have to stay in Kunok with my men until we get the locals to consider moving to Camelot. But if someone were willing to handle them in whatever way they saw fit, as long as they stop being a threat to my men and the people here, they'd have my thanks. But all this should stay between us and on the down low.
I'll take care of it.
Excellent. If you need anything, you know where to find me. I'll await your return. I'll await...
I have few deserters for you.
Excellent. Here's your gold. I'll await.
Abandoned burger house. I don't see any burgers here.
Open up, Fergus. We know you're in there.
Get lost! You've taken everything from me. I won't give you anything else.
Stop whining and open up. We've got to talk. I've had enough of this lunatic. Keep an eye on him in case he gets out. I need a rest. What do you want?
What's going on here?
Then go be curious somewhere else. We have our orders.
Open up, Ferkit!
Not a chance!
Can I try talking to him?
No, you could not, because it isn't your job. But if you really must know, yesterday one of our warehouses caught fire because of one of Ferkit's inventions. Denham ordered us to investigate, but how are we supposed to do that if we can't question the suspect? Come on, Ferkit! I don't have all day!
I don't care! Leave me alone!
He doesn't know me. He'd sooner talk to me than you.
I don't know you either. Why should I trust you with such a delicate task? Forget it. Unless Denham says otherwise, we'll keep at it until he relents.
Ferkit!
Get lost!
You don't need to do that. Watch over us, now and in the hour of darkness. Keep us from the reach of the weird. Oh, by the All-Mother. You startled me, but please come in. It's been so long since I've had any company.
I didn't mean to frighten you.
Oh, it's not your fault. These days everything frightens me. Come in, please. It's safer inside, and I've had enough of saying prayers to the walls.
How long have you been here?
Ever since the weirdness took my husband. Over a year now. Perhaps his faith wasn't strong enough for the All-Mother, and he was punished. I have no family left. No one visits anymore, so I just sit here and pray for the All-Mother to spare me from whatever sin still clings to my soul.
I hope that All-Mother hears your prayers.
Thank you, dear. That's very kind of you. Here, take this. It's a charm I made. I left it by the All-Mother's shrine for 7 days and nights. May the goddess watch over you.
The All-Mother killed your husband for not praying enough? Sounds cruel.
Cruel? Maybe. But gods aren't meant to be kind. They're meant to be obeyed. And if Lanford failed her, then I mustn't.
Why don't you leave for Camelot? It's safer there.
Oh, I know. This land is cursed, and sooner or later, those who stay will perish. I would go, but I don't believe I'd make it halfway. The road is long, and the weirdness creeps in at night. I've seen what it does to people. I don't want to end up like my Lanford.
Can I help you somehow?
No, but thank you, dear. I'll stay here and wait for whatever fate the All-Mother brings me. If you ever find yourself passing this way again, you could stop by. I won't ask for more than that. If the All-Mother wills it, perhaps we'll speak again.
All-Mother's Amulet. Increases max health and decreases damage on low life. And I just got that by going to her house. Red priests.
Well, look who it is. The one who reignited the men here. I must say I'm impressed. Tell me, how did you manage to do that?
I just did.
Fascinating. You may not know, but I suspect the Kaya whispers her word to those who listen, even if they don't realize it. Tell me, would you like to help further? The people of Kunakt are in need, and someone like you could make all the difference.
What needs to be done?
The fields of Kunakt are dying, their lifeblood drained by the creeping weirdness. If the crops fail, the people starve, and starving people are restless people. That cannot happen. Properly placed, they can shield the farmlands long enough for a harvest to be salvaged. It's not the perfect solution, but it's a start. And if the people see that the priests care for their well-being, they'll be more inclined to trust us. I need someone capable to handle this. Someone like you.
Weird lanterns?
You've seen them around, no doubt. They're simple enough in appearance, but the knowledge to craft them isn't as common as you'd think. Unfortunately, I don't have the recipe myself. If I did, this wouldn't be an issue. You'll need to find someone who knows the craft, someone familiar with the weirdness or the old ways. But be cautious. Those who keep such knowledge don't part with it easily. Secrets, after all, are a kind of power. But I'm sure you'll manage. You've done the impossible before.
Who would even have such a knowledge?
A druid would be ideal, of course. They hold the deepest ties to the old ways and to the secrets of the weirdness. Here they have Maggot, but I wouldn't count on him if I were you. But there may be others who might help. Furket, the local inventor, has a knack for turning scraps of knowledge into working tools. If not him, perhaps someone who deals in druidic artifacts. Collectors sometimes know more than they let on.
What's the catch?
Legate Denholm won't be pleased. He prefers the weirdness close. It makes travel to Camelot faster. But this isn't about his ambitions. It's about the people of Kunakt and what they need to survive. Help me do this, and you'll have not only my gratitude, but the gratitude of every farmer whose fields we save. So, my Menhir Whisperer, what say you? Will you lend a hand and help the people of Kunakt?
Sure.
Good. I knew you'd see the importance of this. Together, we'll keep the fields alive and the people fed. For now, at least.
If I have the lanterns, what's next?
Once you have the lanterns, they need to be placed around the farmlands. Start with the fields of Reese and Ida. They work as a couple and have some of the largest crops in Kunakt. Then head to the lands of Rob and Gil. They're brothers, and while they're stubborn, their fields are crucial to the town's food supply. Without their harvest, we'd be in serious trouble. Position the lanterns carefully. Their glow will push back the weirdness, at least for a time. It won't be a permanent solution, but it's what we need to survive the season.
Let's keep this calm, shall we? Ah, you must be the one I've heard so much about. A curious figure. Navigating the shadows of Kunakt. Solving problems where others stumble. Allow me to introduce myself. Brother Vitus, humble servant of the Red Church, or so the official title goes. I prefer to think of myself as an architect of change.
What kind of change?
The kind that reshapes institutions and realigns priorities. The church as it stands is stagnant, weighed down by those who use it as a platform for ambition rather than service. Fabius, for instance, is a fine example of what I aim to correct. I seek reform. Nothing so dramatic as rebellion, of course. A more elegant approach is required. One must lay the groundwork, build alliances, and ensure that when the time comes, the transition is seamless.
Isn't Fabius your superior?
On parchment, yes. In practice, let's just say the hierarchy of the Red Church is more fluid than it appears. Fabius holds the title, but titles are transient. Influence, vision, and the ability to shape the Church's future, those are what truly matter. And in those areas, he's sorely lacking. Let him bask in his authority while it lasts. The tides are shifting, and soon enough, even he will see that he's relying on borrowed time.
Where do I fit into all of this?
I'd like to ask you to speak with Anselm, Yvain's major domo. He's a man of considerable influence. He holds the respect of the people and the keys to the court. Should Yvain's position become vacant, Anselm will step into power. A useful ally, wouldn't you agree? But Anselm is cautious, perhaps even suspicious of anyone bearing the church's seal. This is where you come in.
What should I speak to him about?
I have instructions for him. Guidelines to keep the court safe from the plague. Simple, practical advice, but to gain his trust, you'll need to offer more than words. A caravan from the island asylum is on its way to Connacht, carrying valuable supplies. Plague potions, masks, gloves, and other tools for survival. Deliver these to Anselm, along with my message, and he'll see the value of our collaboration.
Why don't you do it yourself?
Fabius, in his infinite wisdom, has forbidden the Red Priests from participating in the matters of the court. That's just how he is. Very eager to maintain his spotless image. Fortunately, I have no shortage of resourceful individuals willing to assist.
Sure, I'll help you.
Excellent. I knew you'd see potential in this opportunity. Together, we'll ensure Anselm sees the value of our efforts. The caravan is on its way. Find it, secure the supplies, and deliver them along with my greetings. Take whatever else you find. Coins, trinkets, that sort of thing. But the sealed crates, they must go to Anselm untouched. Consider it a sign of good faith. Do this, and you'll have my gratitude. And perhaps more.
Oh, it's you. You look, well, all things considered. I always knew you had to have survived. There simply wasn't any other possibility.
Do I know you?
Ah, no. Sadly not. I apologize for my forwardness. It's just, I've read so much about you. I feel as though we've known each other for ages. I've spent hours poring over the drawings of your vascular system. Enough that I'm fairly certain I could recreate them from memory. I'm so glad you're here now. If there's anything you need, please let me know. I'd be happy to help.
Are you one of the Red Priests who experimented on me?
Oh, no. That honor fell to others. I was merely a silent admirer. Though I have to say, I do think they were rather heavy-handed with you. I've heard no one had much faith in you, but that doesn't excuse carelessness, don't you think?
Do you know why they did this to me?
Why, indeed. I have my suspicions, but nothing I can say for certain. Not yet, at least. You left so suddenly. Your case was in chaos. incomplete notes, no one willing to talk. It was all very frustrating. That said, I do know a few things about what happened to you. And, more importantly, about the people who allowed it to happen. I'd need to dig through my notes, though. In the meantime, there's something I'd like you to help me with.
What do you want?
Straight to the point, I see. Oh, I do like you. You've got a sharp mind, and I'm really glad they didn't break it by accident. I need items touched by the weirdness. It's a personal fascination of mine. The way the weirdness reshapes even the most ordinary things is incredible. It can take something entirely mundane, like, you, for example, and turn it into something extraordinary and unrecognizable. Bring me a few of these items, and by then, I should be ready to share what I know about the experiments. Now, is there anything else?
Who are the people you mentioned?
Those who arranged your escape from the island asylum were also the ones responsible for your capture. Everything that was done to you was at their behest. I don't know much more. They've always been incredibly secretive. Honestly, I was more focused on the results than on who was behind it all. But then they took you away, before anyone could achieve anything meaningful.
Are you saying I was captured because I was special?
I don't think so. From everything I've seen, you were just supposed to be ordinary Avalon rabble, but with the potential to become something more. I don't have all the details about your case, especially concerning the Red Death, but something must have been done right, since you're not infected now. Sadly, the research was never completed. Now, I know we've never had that kind of relationship, but would you perhaps be willing to lie down and let me rummage a bit?
Really? Really? No.
Well, you can't begrudge me for trying.
Do you know what was done to me?
From what I understand, your natural affinity for the weirdness was enhanced. You see, centuries of living on this island have led to more and more people developing a certain tolerance for it. Sometimes that tolerance can evolve into agreeability. It does, however, take time, so you were given a push. As for the exact methods, well, I'll spare you the gory details. Besides, at this point, you know the results better than I do. Speaking of which, would you mind sharing the details of your current state?
Sure. I carry the soul of King Arthur inside me.
Really? That was it? What a colossal waste. The man ran from the Red Death in the homelands. How is he supposed to help us now? All that time, all those sacrifices, were they for nothing? What use is a dead king against the plague that followed him across the sea? This may be a battle, but it cannot be won by simply hitting things with a sword. I'm sorry, I just got incensed, you know? As you should. Because it means all your suffering was for nothing.
So we were all used. How does it feel?
Abhorrent. I was made to believe that by studying the weirdness and its application, we might be able to find a cure for the Red Death. We have suffered failure after failure, and now you're telling me it was by design. That curing the plague was never the goal. I am not sure where to go from here. You have indeed given me a lot to think about.
Here are the 5 items.
Such inconspicuous little things. Did you know that cleansing them in the weirdness-repelling fire reveals their true nature? They may still appear to be mere banalities, and yet they become more. To think, you ventured into the weirdness and returned unscathed, all to retrieve a few items for me, as if it were nothing. Oh, you've become a true marvel.
Tell me about experiments.
Ah, yes, of course. Now that you've proven the success of what was done to you, some things have become clearer to me. You see, from all the documents I've read and the research notes I've studied, I always believed that the way your treatment was conducted was for the greater good. It was meant to be the key to curing the Red Death. But now, I'm not so sure that the people who orchestrated your, stay with us had the same goal in mind.
So your request was another experiment?
Of sorts. I hope you'll forgive my little ruse, but I needed some answers myself. And you've delivered them in a most satisfactory manner. Not that I expected anything less of you. Go forth and thrive, or struggle. I'll find it interesting either way.
Careful where you point that.
If you're here to chat, you've wasted a trip. Speak up or ship out. I've got things to sort. Well, are you standing there for a reason, or is the scenery here all that captivating?
Do you have any job?
Jobs? Check the notice board outside. There's always something that needs doing, and I don't have time to spell it all out. Can you read? Can you lift more than a feather? Then there's work for you.
You don't seem too pleasant.
Pleasant is for feasts and fair days, neither of which you'll find here. I'm here to keep us supplied and alive, not to make friends. If you need coddling, you've come to the wrong place.
Anything I can do for you apart from the notice boards?
I don't know where all that eagerness comes from, but I'm starting to think if I had 10 of you, my job would be a whole lot easier. And as it happens, I might have something for you, though it's a little different from what you've been doing so far.
I'm listening.
It seems that over the past few weeks, some of our supplies have been going missing. Just small amounts, and I'm not gonna lie, I didn't even notice at first. But when I checked the books at the end of the month, the numbers told the truth. Someone's been stealing the Legion supplies, and I won't stand for it.
What kind of supplies are missing?
At first, it was mostly just food, so I figured it must be rats and set up some traps. But not only did the traps turn up empty, the next time I checked, a hammer, a saw, and a couple of knives were missing too. I don't know about you, but I've never heard of a rat that can chew through iron.
Any suspects?
I thought I did. One of the lads, Percy, volunteered to guard the supplies. Seemed like a decent enough guy, but, well, I guess I was wrong. The next day, Percy was gone, and with him, even more of the supplies. His mates swear he'd never do that. They say that the army was his entire life, but I find it hard to believe. The problem is, the thefts haven't stopped, so I'm guessing he had some accomplices.
Where do you keep the supplies?
In the storefront nearby. Maybe you'll find something, because I am all out of ideas.
Bounties? Nothing. Questions? Who are you?
I'm Shine. quartermaster of Camelot's Legion here in Connacht. My job is making sure this Legion doesn't fall apart from lack or neglect. A thankless job, let me assure you.
Tell me about your commander.
Legate Denholm runs the show here, and I make sure his boots are on solid ground. He's got a head for strategy and a heart for politics. He dreams of dragging Connacht out of the muck and into Camelot's arms. I just keep the wheels greased, so his grand plans don't grind to a halt.
Tell me about yourself.
My story? Huh. It's locked up tighter than our armory and just about as useful to you. Focus on what you need to do, not on digging up dirt.
Look at you! Horsey waiting to be taken. Haunted well. Oh. Physical attacks regenerate 15% of the damage dealt as mana. Increase casting speed by 75%. All damage received while charging spells is doubled. Let's try it out.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Hey there, traveler. Better not go much further tonight. Strange things tend to assail our lands with the wilderness on the rise.
What's so dangerous?
Oh, it's quite the lineup out there. We've got creeping shadows and gnashing beasts that start to lurk as soon as the sun dips. They're more than just ghost stories now. They're right on our doorstep, and they seem to get bolder with each passing night.
Why don't you leave? Go to the city.
And miss all the action? No way. The folks here are stubborn, won't leave their lands. They need protection, and I'm here to give it. Plus, I get to be on the front lines if anything happens.
Do you have anything that could help me?
Sure thing. I've got fire arrows. They work wonders against those creatures. It seems like they hate fire even more than I love the thrill of a good skirmish. I can part with some for a few coins. Helps you, helps me. That makes the night watch feel less like a chore and more like preparation for the big leagues.
Nice.
Come on. Can't sell Daisy. We're gonna need her.
What we're going to need is money. And she'll fetch a good price.
We still need to move somehow, don't we? She could pull the cart.
We have Clover for that. Look, I know how much this horse means to you, but I've already talked to Dinholm. He's willing to pay a lot of gold for her.
But what if we...
No, Gil. Enough. We're selling her, and that's that. If you're interested in buying a horse, look somewhere else. This one's spoken for. She'll be going all the way to Camelot.
You're leaving?
Haven't you heard? They're moving everyone. Something to do with that menhir of ours. Don't really care either way. As long as they keep their promises and give us a better place to live.
Is Connacht not a good place to live?
Aye, and Morin Pa would rather us alive somewhere else than dead here.
What are you planning to do after you leave?
Don't know yet. But we're strong, and we're not afraid of hard work. I'm a decent carpenter, and Gil is good with horses. I'm sure we'll find something for ourselves.
The lanterns seem to be working. What do you think?
Yeah, they're doing their job. For now. But let's not kid ourselves. This is a delay, not a solution. We've got time to think, and that's about it.
You don't sound convinced. Do you think staying is a mistake?
I've seen enough to know this place isn't safe. Staying means taking a gamble, and I'm not a fan of bad odds. We should leave while we still can.
What's your plan if the weirdness comes back stronger?
If it gets worse, we'll have no choice but to leave. I just hope we'll have something worth bringing with us when that time comes.
Someone from Camelot wanted to buy your horse?
Aye. Man's name is Dinholm. Seems important. Lots of men with him. They're here for the menhir.
Tell me about living here. You don't have happy memories of this place?
That's one way of putting it. This farm belonged to our grandfather. My parents were tending it, but he was the one in charge. Both Ma and Pa died when Gil was still small. That left us with just dear old Grandpa. And he was a nasty piece of work.
What was he like?
Drunk most of the time. Built like a barn door. That's something Gil got from him, I guess. He liked beating me to a pulp and telling me I was worthless. I remember he had this belt with a heavy iron buckle, shaped like a horse's head. He got it for his service as the master of horses at Warriors' Fair. Man, that one hit hard. Shame the old codger took it with him to his grave. I wish I could have kept it. So when I see some lowlife beating their kid, I could use it on them just like Grandpa taught me.
This buckle?
What? Where the hell did you get that? A weird beast. So what does that mean? Grandpa got drunk, fell into the well, and got turned into a monster? Ha! That would have been rich. But strange. Gil swore that he saw him walking into the woods.
Maybe your grandfather came back and fell?
Nah, that's not it. He told me he waited all night, but Grandpa never came back. I was in bad shape that day, so I didn't care either way. I don't think we've ever talked about it afterwards. Ah, no matter. As long as the old fart's dead, I don't care how it happened.
Brotherly love. Where is your bro? Is that him? Any talking cows?
Well, if you want to buy eggs, go talk to the missus. Though consider yourself warned. You eat them at your own peril.
Why would eating eggs put me in peril?
No need to worry. Yeah, the missus told me to say that to anyone asking after the eggs. Or grains, or veggies, or anything, really. So they know not to come crying if they find ears growing in unmentionable places. Not that it happens very often. Just, you know, what you see is what you get.
Is there something wrong with the food?
Nothing wrong. Well, not at the moment. We'll see how the next crop comes in. It's been a bit hit and miss lately. The wheat was a nice surprise because, you know, it's the wrong season and we were worried about the glowing. But it turned out to be perfectly good wheat. On the other hand, the turnips were not so good. We fed them to the pig as we always do, and it turned her inside out. Poor thing, eh? Maybe it's time to move the plots within the range of the weirdness repellents again.
You plant crops in the weirdness?
Aye, that we do. It was getting into the crops one way or the other, so why not use it, you know? You see, with the weirdness, sometimes it's good and sometimes it's not. But the good has saved us from starving to death. I ate potatoes that looked like pig hearts and carrots that tasted like what standing in a field in the middle of the night feels like. All perfectly nice food. I say, it's better to have a meal that's a tiny bit different than what you're used to, than not to have one at all.
Your way of farming sounds risky.
Aye, it may be. But it's not like we got a long stretch to live, the missus and I. We didn't want to just lie down and wait for death. And I bet we ain't the only ones. What else are folks to do in this blasted weather? All ready for winter, but winter won't come. And if winter won't come, neither will spring. The last normal harvest came and went ages ago. I'm telling you, if not for the weirdness, we'd all be dead by now.
Wouldn't it be better to hunt for food?
And make my missus a widow? Ha! The whole area's full of monsters. and they sure ain't edible. We tried that once, and, well, let's just say we never tried it again.
Or maybe it's time to move away from the weirdness, somewhere safe.
I see. You're with those Camelotians who want to run us out. We've already told your lot. We ain't going anywhere. If we die here, then so be it. And I ain't talking about it no more, so don't even try.
Another one? We've had enough strangers in Connacht. You lot bring nothing but trouble.
What kind of trouble are you talking about?
Which ones do you want to hear about? The Camelotians who want to take Armenir and rob us of our land? Or the Red Priests knocking on everyone's door and dragging people out into the streets? We already had enough problems without all those prissy arseholes adding to them.
The Red Priests dare to go outside the town?
Aye, more of them every day. And no just in the village either. I saw a few of the younger ones wandering around outside, looking for trouble. They say they're looking for people sick with the Red Death, but all they do is drag decent people out of their homes and haul them off to all mother knows where. And people still get taken by the plague, so what good are they? Bunch of quacks.
What was that about Menhir?
The Camelotians are saying our Menhir is dying, and when it goes out, we'll get snuffed by the weirdness. Vipers, the lot of them. Yvain brought them here a while ago to help with the Connacht. That's what he told us anyway. And now they want to take our Menhir. Pah! Not just the Menhir, they want to take everything. They're saying all the folks here will have to move. All mother only knows where. My old man won't hear a word of it. And you know what? I don't blame him. We've worked too hard. We've gone through too much to just leave everything behind.
You'd rather risk the weirdness?
Aye, why no? Everyone says me auntie's girl got touched by the weirdness. But she's still here, ain't she? Besides, we know the weirdness. We live with it every day. If it kills me, then so be it. There's no much left for me in this world anyway.
Niante?
Our priestess. Or rather, Yvain's priestess. Because we haven't seen hide nor hair of her in ages. She took Ailey in, and that ended up being a blessing for us all. She might be a little odd with that eye of hers, but she's a sweet girl.
A girl touched by weirdness? What do you mean?
Go talk to her and you'll see. I might be an old woman, but I am no one to gossip.
Okay. What about other farmers? Do they want to leave?
I know some do. The two brothers from the neighboring farm, they can't wait to be rid of that place. But it's no wonder, with the life they've had there. Truth be told, if I were in their shoes, I'd have run for the hills ages ago.
Maybe they'll move you somewhere better.
Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Makes no difference to me. They could promise me a palace and I still wouldn't leave. This farm belonged to my father, and it belonged to his father before him. When my older brother died, I promised Pa I would nae let this place fall to ruin. I hoped to pass this land on to my children, but, well, they ended up buried in it. It's only fair that I should rest here with them.
You're not very welcoming.
Ha! Welcoming, you say? When your lot just barges in and takes whatever you please. Like old Norm's woodshed. That got requisitioned by Camelot. They shoved some fancy paper in his face and said, "This is ours now." They say it's all fair because no one got compensated. But what about us, huh? We lent Norm our best axe ages ago, and he left it in that bloody shed.
Can't you just ask for it back?
Oh, I tried. They told me everything in that shed now belongs to Camelot. And if I've got a problem, I should go take it up with Norm, since they gave him money for it. Problem is, that coward packed up and left the same day. Either they paid him too much coin for that hovel, or he wanted to be long gone before they checked the place over too close.
Did he have something to hide?
I don't know. I don't go poking around in other folks' business. But Norm, he was a quiet one. Kept to himself mostly, though he had a temper on him. Rumour has it a debt collector came to his place once and never came back out. Not that anyone ever found proof that he had anything to do with it, mind you. And it's not like anyone here would shed a tear for one of those leeches. But it could all be hogwash. Maybe the fellow just got eaten by something out on the road. We'll never know.
Are the Camelot soldiers still there?
Nah, they bolted it shut and took off. No clue if they're even using it. But if I tried to get our axe back and they caught me, they'd throw me in for theft. For theft! Can you imagine? Of my own property!
I could get it back for you.
Why?
Because I like helping.
Huh. Maybe you do. But I don't trust folks who offer things for free. They always want something sooner or later. We may not have much, but we're honest folk. Bring me back that axe and I'll pay you. Just don't get caught.
Your husband said you had eggs for sale.
Eggs, some veggies. There's no much to spare, but we share what we can.
Weird venison. Miller's daughter. Loving Witch Brew. Lock stamina at 100% for 10 seconds.
Are you looking to buy the mill? It's seen better days, that's for sure. Even when my good-for-nothing father was alive. It needs work, but everything does if you want it to be worth something, right?
Who are you?
Oh, my father owned the mill once. Then after he passed, my brother took it. Then his children, then theirs. As for me, I died as the miller's daughter, for the terrible crime of being the miller's daughter. The truth is, I don't remember my name. It's been so long since anyone living has spoken it.
What happened to you?
It was stupid. You see, my father was a drunkard who liked to brag, and the more he drank, the more he bragged. The problem was, not a single word he said was ever true. And for some reason, he decided to tell people I could spin gold from straw. That ridiculous rumor made its way to King Sagramore. He locked me in a cell full of straw and told me it had to be spun into gold by morning.
What happened next?
Well, what do you think happened? I sat in that cell, choking on the stench of rotting straw, and cried. Then I screamed myself hoarse, begging someone, anyone, to let me out. By morning, my throat was dry as parchment and full of dust. But when the first rays of sunlight streamed through the tiny window, I cried again. I remember shaking all the way to the block. But my last thought was of my father. And oh, it was vicious.
How did you end up back here?
I don't know. One moment I was dead, and the next, well, I was still dead, but I was home again. It was like looking through a veil, still in this world, yet no longer part of it. Every beam and plank so familiar, yet not.
What happened to your father?
He hanged himself, right there, from that beam. I visited him, in dreams and in the waking world, until he couldn't take it anymore. I overheard someone say it must have been the guilt of my death gnawing at him. Stupid people. He wouldn't have felt a shred of guilt if I hadn't reminded him.
Tell me about the king.
First of all, he wasn't a king. He just liked calling himself that. Now that I think about it, surely that wasn't allowed, was it? He was a small, jittery man, yet in that cell, he loomed so large over me. I wonder, did he too lose his head for claiming to be something he was not?
How long have you been here?
I'm not sure. I've seen the sun rise and set so many times. I stopped counting. What would be the point? Time means nothing to me. Through the cracks in the walls, I watched the seasons change. I listened to the millstones turn, until one day, it all stopped. The mill, the seasons, now everything is so still, death-like, almost.
Tell me something about Connacht of old.
It was beautiful, actually. The fields shimmered pale gold in the sun, carrying the scent of warm dust and ripe grain. The whitewashed walls made the town glow. And the men here, I always liked our men here, you know. It looks a bit frightening, but it always felt warm. It used to, at least. Now it feels more like me with each passing day.
Any way I can help you?
Help? Why would I need help? I'm fine. Nothing hurts. I can see everything through the windows and the cracks in the walls. I can watch the mice in the corner all day, and no one scolds me for lazing around. I'm content. But it's kind of you to ask. People don't always care about the well-being of strangers, especially ones who are already dead. No one stays long, but thank you for stopping by.
I hope that Camelotian knows what a treasure he's getting. Daisy's not just any horse. She's the best one he'll ever have.
You really love horses, don't you?
I guess. I've spent a lot of time with them. Rob would always send me to the stables when I was getting underfoot. He'd say, "Gil, you go to the stables and don't you show your face again until I tell you." I guess I must have been an annoying kid.
Don't you feel bad about leaving your farm?
I do. Pa had to borrow money from Grandpa to buy it, and he had to work so hard to prove that he deserved it. After he and Ma passed away, Rob kept on working, and I did my best to help. Grandpa was, well, I don't know. I didn't see much of him in those days. And now we're supposed to just leave after everything. It feels like we're letting him down.
Rob told me your grandfather was a violent drunk.
He never seemed so bad to me. But like I said, he didn't bother me too much. If he was in a good mood, he'd even show me a thing or two around the stables. Well, that didn't happen often. But I suspect things might have been different for Rob.
I found a belt buckle in your old well. Rob said it belonged to your grandfather.
Yeah, it did. What else did my brother tell you?
That you were the last person who saw your grandfather alive.
Yes. I saw him walking towards the woods. He never came back.
Why are you sus? You don't need to lie anymore, Gil.
It was an accident, I swear. I was at the stables. It was getting cold and Rob hadn't shown up to fetch me, so I went home. I saw Rob lying on the floor. He wasn't moving and he was covered in blood. And Grandpa was kneeling over him, just hitting and hitting. I begged him to stop, but he wouldn't listen. So I grabbed the iron pot and then he just crumpled. Afterwards, he was so still, I didn't know what else to do. So I dragged him to the well. That wailing thing was Grandpa.
Yes. He must have been still alive when you threw him in. And then the weirdness got him.
Oh, God. May the All-Mother have mercy on me. What have I done? I never meant for this to happen. I just wanted him to leave my brother alone. Are you going to tell Rob?
No, you should be the one to tell him.
You're right. I will. I'll tell him everything. I just hope he won't hate me. Nice to see you.